Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first of the year Town Board organizational meeting. If we all could please rise for, actually it's January 2nd, 2024, please rise for the pledge to the flag. And Maura, could you lead us in the pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And if we could just please remain standing for a moment of silence. And this day marks the 1 year, and I hate to call it an anniversary, of Captain Kenny Scroy's death of our Yorktown PD. So please keep him in your thoughts and prayers, and his family also. And please keep all of our first responders, police, fire, ambulance, EMTs, in your thoughts and prayers, along with the greatest men and women in the world to defend our freedoms on a daily basis in the military. Thank you. Amen. Okay.
It's been 15 years since my mom's passing today, too.
Okay, we're going to do introductions. From my right,
Good evening, Diana Quast, Town Clerk.
Councilman Ed Lachterman.
Supervisor Tom Diana.
Sergio Esposito, Councilman.
Luciana Howitt, Councilwoman.
Councilman Patrick Murphy.
Adam Rodriguez, Town Attorney.
I'd like to welcome Patrick to the table. Thank you, Pat. Welcome. Here's to a good 4 years for you. We're looking forward to your guidance on a lot of things.
Thank you, everybody.
And a big we'll miss you, Mary
And
Capocha.
yep, we'll miss you. She's not going to miss us. Now her Tuesday nights are back to being her own.
Sit back here, don't worry.
Oh, and she's going to heckle us.
Yes.
I'll have to drop off the candies at your house.
All right. Reports from the supervisor. Well, we have many retirements coming up, as you'll see as we go through the agenda. And, at first, when all these retirements started to come in, I wonder if it wasn't me. And everybody was just abandoning ship. But no, we have a lot of people that have a lot of years on and notably served a great portion of their lives right here in the town of Yorktown. We have one of the greatest staffs here of any town, as far as I'm concerned, in Westchester County. And they do a heck of a job. Some of the people you don't even see, like the people, let's say, in the sewer department. You never see them. Nobody knows what happens there. You throw something down a drain that goes away if you got sewer, and as long as it keeps going away, we're all happy. And then a little update on the fluoride project. There's still a glitch with the pump software. As of today at noontime, the pump continues to run even though the fluoride is satisfied, which isn't a good thing. So they have, I believe it is Smith, coming in to look at that particular software. And then there's a MOU that needs to be signed from us to Joint Waterworks, the moving of a fence and a gate. The moving of a fence and a gate in the MOU isn't a big deal, but the fluoride pump that continues to run due to software issues is. And that's about all I have right now. And I just want to welcome everybody back. I hope that everybody had a wonderful holiday season. It's still upon us a little bit, and I hope that everybody has a healthy, prosperous new year. To my right, Ed.
All right. Happy New Year to everyone, and just get in a few things. Tomorrow, the Chamber of Commerce will hold their networking breakfast at the Mohegan Lake Diner at 7:45 a.m. They'll have Stacy Hendry, who's a health and wellness coach on healthy eating, as their guest speaker. I believe it's $20 for non-members. It includes your breakfast. Great way to meet some of the business community and find out more about the Chamber of Commerce. The First Thursday, which will be the 4th, is the Sons of the American Legion meeting. The Sons of the American Legion are open to all sons or grandsons of military fighting forces, and it's a way to thank your father or grandfather for their service and do service in their name within the community. There's always been a problem, though, that our chamber at our post, there is no way for the women to get out there and do service in the name of their family. But I'm proud to say that our post will be forming a women's auxiliary, which is the American Legion's way for women to support in honor of their families. And if you're interested in that, you could contact Robbie. Her last name is escaping me at the post, though, and she is a Air Force veteran who's organizing the start of the women's auxiliary. The third Friday of the month will be the Senior Advisory Committee right here, and the third Wednesday of the month will be the Veterans Advisory Committee meeting, 7 p.m. in room 102 in the Capellini Center, or the old 6th grade school as most of us know it. There are a couple of things coming up also. The Yorktown Stage is having Finding Nemo Kids. It's a kids' performance of Finding Nemo. That'll be on January 26th at 7:30 p.m. and a matinee on January 27th at 12 p.m. And finally, the Repair Cafe will be back Saturday, January 27th, from 11 to 3 at Grace Lutheran Church. And no, Tommy, I was not stealing Sarah's thunder. I asked her.
laryngitis?
No, she wants to talk about something else.
Oh, okay.
So we're giving her full 3 minutes and covering that for her. And that's it for me. Happy New Year and welcome back, everyone.
Okay.
All
Councilman
right,
Esposito.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to see many of the faces here in the audience. Happy New Year to everyone. Congratulations to you, Pat. Looking forward to working with you, and it's gonna be fun. It needs to be fun, and it will be. You're gonna love it. Mary, thank you so much for stepping up. Really appreciate everything. And I'm going to end it there so we can get on with our meeting. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Janet.
everyone. I'm sorry that he found you running, Aunt. I just want to encourage everyone to still go on to the Yorktown Library at the John C. Hart Memorial Library, because we have now updated all of the new books that are on Audible, all the new books that have just come in, all the new programs and all the dates. And other than that, I'm surviving that my children are going back to school tomorrow. So to everyone else who wants to celebrate that with me, Happy New Year, and may this be a blessed and healthy year. And may we keep those unfortunate in our hearts and those that are going around the world. And Pat, I'm sorry you're going to have to deal with me to your right side, but you'll get used to it, I promise.
The only mistake I made tonight was I gave her some nice orange Pellegrino. It has sugar in it. Okay, so anyhow, Patrick.
So it's Happy New Year's, everybody. I'm excited about my new role. I'm filling a big chair here. Thank you, Mary. You did a great job. And I'll have a new email. I'll have a new phone. It'll be on the website. Please don't hesitate to contact me. And I'm just looking forward to working with the board and addressing some future projects and everything. I'm excited for it. And thank you.
Sounds good.
Happy New Year's, everybody.
Thanks, Pat. Adam?
Happy New Year, everyone. Nothing really to report since last meeting, but happy to report, I guess, that all is well on the legal front.
That's what we like to hear. That's what we like.
We
to hear.
forgot to mention the polar plunge, right?
Oh my
yeah, I
God!
thought you were
Yes,
doing that.
the polar plunge. I
We
was
both-
doing it. I thought I had the brochure here. What happened to that?
He gave everyone
It's
a
right
copy.
here.
So the polar plunge
Are you going to steal Jim's time?
9 a.m. to be there,
is
right?
January 6th, 9 a.m. to 11, Sparkle Lake. And there's still ways to sponsor, I'm assuming. What's the website? Tell me.
Jim, why don't you come up here and just give us a little bit about the polar plunge? This way we don't have to do it.
I feel
you
like
got
I
it
have
down.
to do
you
it.
got
Are you
down
doing
pat.
it, Tommy?
Huh? I don't know. I did it last year. I cheated. I was in a dry suit.
I had to be in a dry suit. The year that I did it, we actually had a backhoe breaking the ice. This year it's going to be like swimming like I'm in Hawaii.
This year's a lot of fun. We're actually giving the opportunity to a lot of not-for-profits to fundraise for their not-for-profits, such as Yorktown Benevolent Association will be in the house, and you can go there and donate to them if you'd like.
that's wonderful.
YVAC is going to be there as well. You can donate to YVAC if you'd like.
Might need that for me.
And Yorktown Fire as well will be there in attendance. So, and then we also have scholarships and things of that nature. So different people are jumping for different local organizations. So go there, come check it out, and watch some people get really cold. And if you'd like to participate, you can bring $10 to jump in, which goes to the Friends of Yorktown Parks and Recreation.
Jim, I got to tell you, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Even though I was in the dry suit because I was chicken. One thing I learned about wearing a dry suit is that once you're on your back, it's very difficult to roll over onto your front. I couldn't get my feet back down on the ground again. I didn't have any weights. So, but anyway, yeah.
It was pretty funny.
I know
Like
you were.
you blew up like a balloon. Like boom, and then you floated. Yeah, it was pretty much.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great time. So please come on out.
The
Enjoy it.
and as Jim had stated, if organizations, your Boy Scouts, your Girl Scouts, your whoever wants to come out and jump in the water, I think our comptroller's office might come out. I'm not sure, and I know all the Parks and Recreations is going to go, right?
At least one of them.
At least one of them. I think I know who that might be. but
But yeah, there'll be free coffee and hot chocolate and donuts and cookies and things at the start of the event at 9 o'clock at Sparkle Lake, and then we'll be jumping in around 10.
You should probably lead with, "Hey, we got free cookies and coffee and all," rather than saying, "Hey, give me $10, I'll let you jump in a freezing cold lake."
yeah,
That's a good point, Ed.
And then if you want to have something yummy to eat at Little Sorrento's on January 8th at 1 o'clock, please let Bob Giordano know, because I'm going to be the guest speaker for Circolo da Vinci.
That's great.
On
yeah.
how I found my way to the board.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be there.
It's a good one. You're coming, that's my
all
date.
right.
You don't know that yet, but.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks.
I'm
Thanks for
in.
having me.
All right. All right. We haven't heard from this gentleman in quite some time. Our poet laureate, John McMullen.
That's a rather short one to start the year. 2024. I began 2024 with kisses from my wife, purrs from my cat, a licks from my dog, and a win in solitaire on my tablet. It promised to be a very good year. Then the next day, the war in the Mideast may be expanding, no funding yet for Ukraine, no agreed upon policy to deal with the crush of migration. Hopefully in our beautiful town, at least, peace will reign as we deal with difficult issues.
Thanks, John.
Well done,
Those
John.
thoughts, John.
Thanks, John.
Right. All right. Now, before I open up courtesy of the floor for public comment, as a reminder, you can always contact us. You don't have to wait for courtesy of the floor. You can always call Town Hall or our town officials, our town departments. We are here to work for you. You can always visit the town website at www.yorktownny.org. You can find all the contact information for everybody here on the dais, town clerk, even the town attorney, and of course, your elected officials. As a reminder, there's a 3-minute limit to your comments for courtesy of the floor. We ask you to keep them directed to the town board, and we ask, as always, that your comments remain focused and respectful, and if possible, keep them focused to the agenda items. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I open up courtesy of the floor.
Good morning, Happy New Year. Congratulations, Tom, Ed, Pat, and especially Diana. So Mark Lieberman, I live on Wells Street. So the first item, I have 2 items. I read in the agenda that you plan to confirm Yorktown News and the Journal News as the town official papers. The Yorktown News has gone to every other week, so they're not as timely as they used to be. Journal News rarely, unless it's really controversial, has nothing on Yorktown. So I'd like you to consider adding the Examiner, which is a weekly that covers Yorktown as well as other towns, but it covers Yorktown every week. So if you would consider that, I appreciate it. The second item is that it's very clear that Yorktown's infrastructure is aging and in need of greater attention. According to my records, which if anything don't represent the entire situation, in 2023 there was 17 water main breaks. They were March 10th, Greenwood Street. March 18th, Route 118 near Downing. April 6th, Fox Meadow near Old Yorktown Road. April 7th, Greenwood Street again. May 5th, Broad Street near Windmill. July 16th, Quaker Church by Greenwood. October 4th, Front Street. October 16th, Baldwin Road. October 17th, Bunny Court. October 24th, Granite Springs by Curry. October 27th, Hawthorne and Baldwin. November 9th, Loretta Street. December 19th, Kear Street. December 21st, Evergreen. December 22nd, Strang near Oakside. December 27th, Maplebrook Court. And again on the 27th, Heritage Court. So I'd like to know in detail what you plan to do to reduce the number of water main breaks. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
It's pretty much better if it's over there, because you can hear them in the audience, too.
Anybody else?
Hi, good evening, Susan Siegel. Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year.
Okay, and I wish you a very healthy, productive year, and a Happy New Year to the rest of my community. Thank you for your update on fluoridation. You know, I've been a real pest in asking.
No, Susan.
No, but you know what? I just know, look, I've lived here 53 years, and the one thing I've learned is that if you're concerned about something, you have to be persistent. It's like the old squeaky wheel gets the oil. So that's why.
I think that's universal.
Okay,
That's
but I am concerned about the fluoridation. It's been, for those of you who may not know or remember or care to remember, it's been 11 years since a town board voted to rehabilitate the fluoride system. By law, Yorktown's water should be fluoridated. So for 11 years, our residents, 36,000 residents, have not had fluoridated water. Okay, and for 11 years, we have been working on this to no avail. Now, I know, and I think it was more than a year ago, we were told the system would be up and running in 2 to 3 months. Obviously, that didn't work. I have you mentioned that the Northern Westchester Joint Waterworks has agreed to do the work for us. Okay, but they need the IMA, and I have brought this issue up with you before. What has been the hang-up in getting the IMA done? Holidays can't be an excuse, because this goes back to November and possibly October. So I'm asking, what department is responsible for getting that IMA done? IMAs are really a template type of a document that's in the town's computer system. So which department's responsible for filling in the blanks on what has to be done, and who is responsible for seeing that the department head gets it done? And can we have a date certain when that will be done? Because the way I hear it from the waterworks, they're willing to do this, but they can't proceed until that IMA is signed, which will say they'll do the work, but we pay. And we're not talking, as I said, I think at the budget hearing, we're talking maybe $11,000, even if it's $20,000. This is a health project. You've heard from the dental community. You heard it 11 years ago. You heard it back in July. I think you've heard from the Dr. Amler, the Westchester Health Department Commissioner, about the importance. This isn't a fluff issue. So I'm asking you to please, in response, tell me, when can we expect? Can you give me, not a date certain, but with some degree of certainty that IMA will go out within the next week, the next 2 weeks, so that the Joint Waterworks can make the commitment and get the contractor in to do the software to fix the pump station? Thank
Susan,
you.
your time's up.
Thank you.
Good evening, Supervisor Diana and members of the town board. Sarah Wilson, 32-year resident of Yorktown. So we just finished up our holiday break, and now we have another holiday coming up in less than 2 weeks. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day here in Yorktown and across the country. We're all familiar with Dr. King's powerful I Have a Dream speech, but tonight I'd like to invite you and our residents to observe the holiday by learning more about Reverend King and his writings by attending our second annual Beyond the Dream event here in Yorktown. It's being sponsored by Yorktown for Justice and Ray Samity of Northern Westchester and Putnam. It will again be held at Grace Lutheran Church between 1 and 3 on Monday. Last year's event was very well attended by residents, and we drew people from surrounding communities as well, which is great for lively and thought-provoking discussions about several of Reverend Dr. King's lesser-known speeches and sermons, along with music and refreshments. I know I should lead with cookies and...
There you go. Just saying.
In last year's proclamation recognizing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day here in Yorktown, the town board encouraged our residents to learn more about this, quote, American hero and tireless social activist who called upon our nation to ensure equal justice under the law and to uphold our founding principles, unquote. Our Beyond the Dream event is a great way to do that. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Sarah.
you so much.
Thank you, Susan.
We got anybody else for courtesy of the floor? Okay.
Motion to close courtesy of the floor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, we're going to move on to personnel. All right, this is where we get into the retirements that have come fast and furious in the past couple of weeks. We're going to accept the retirement of Kenny Rundle from the Water Department effective January 15th. Kenny has done 37 years with the town of Yorktown. He started as a laborer and worked his way all the way up to water distribution superintendent. Kenny, congratulations. Thank you for your years of service. You've done a great job. Also, we're going to accept the retirement from Cheryl Kastick from the assessor's office. Cheryl has been with us about, I think it's 14 years. She is, and I may be wrong with the 11 years? 11 years, I'm sorry. She's going to be leaving us on January 28th of this year. And between Kenny Rundle and Donna Andrews, they are the two longest remaining, at this point, employees with the town. Donna Andrews has approximately 48 years of employment with the town of Yorktown. She is with the comptroller's office and has been there since about 1976. She started there out of high school with the CETA program, which was a program that was aimed to give the high school kids work, and it worked. Evidently, 48 years. So, Donna, thank you for your many years of service. We're going to miss you, as we are Kenny and also Cheryl. And I'm going to go on to the other retirements. We're going to accept the retirement of Anthony Kokovia.
Sorry, go ahead. I apologize.
From our sewer department. Anthony, he'll be leaving us on January 11th. Anthony, thank you for your years of service. And then we're going to accept the retirement of Adele Hobby from our Yorktown Museum. Diana, how long has, and that's going to be, that is effective December 31st, 2023. Diana, how long has Adele been with us?
Gosh, it was back in the 90s. I know that, 90s.
Back in the 90s? Okay. Good luck to all of them. We wish you Godspeed and happy and long retirement. We're also, we have a resignation here from John Winter of the Central Garage. He was the lead mechanic up there. Great guy. He's about 6'8". He's got a duck coming in that door. We're going to miss him. John has moved on. He won an election out in Lewisboro. He is now the highway superintendent in Lewisboro. John, good luck to you and the best to your family. All right. Now comes the reappointments.
Do we want to pull that first one and talk about that?
The first reappointment? No, I promised already.
Okay.
All right. All right. First reappointment, we're going to reappoint Janelle McNeil as our town comptroller And then we're going to reappoint Barbara Corsick as our receiver of taxes. Taxes. We're going to reappoint Maura Weisletter to the position of deputy town clerk. Where'd she go? She was supposed to be here. Are we going to do that, Diana? We decided we were, right? Yes. Okay. Then we're going to reappoint Diana L. Quast as the Register of Vital Statistics. We're going to reappoint Deputy Town Clerk Maura Weisletter as Deputy Registrar of Vital Statistics. We're going to reappoint Alina Pagani to the position of Sub-Register of Vital Statistics. We're going to appoint Supervisor Thomas P. Diana as a marriage officer.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, we're going to appoint Diana L. Quast as a marriage officer.
Okay. Diana married me.
Did she?
Married people all done.
There you go.
No warning. She just married me.
Okay. Appointments to volunteer boards and committees and commissions. We're going to reappoint Joe Falcone as a member of the Parks and Recreations Commission. I got to tell you, Joe has been a longstanding Parks Commissioner there. He's a steadfast guy. He does a really good job. We're going to reappoint Robert Garrigan as a member of the Planning Board. We're going to reappoint Robert Phelan as a member of the Planning Board. And we're going to reappoint, Robert Phelan, Robert Garrigan, Joe Falcone. We had the one that we're going to wait on, Diana? Wasn't there one more for?
No, there was only the two that I know.
Only those two, okay. Okay, we're going to approve the following employees to carry over accrued 2023 vacation time for use in 2024. One will be Paul Vasillo, Michael Hecker, and Janelle McNeil. Okay, moving on to our resolutions. Authorize the comptroller to process the following budget transfer for the sewer department, and that's going to go from one Yorktown sewer to the other for removal of sludge. And we're going to authorize the comptroller to process the following budget transfer for the John C. Hart Memorial Library. For the repair of rusted sprinkler pipes. We're going to authorize the comptroller to process the following budget transfer for the John C. Hart Memorial Library. And be from the general fund for maintenance ARPA for individual study rooms. All righty. Moving on to organizational resolutions. Authorize and direct supervisor to pay regular biweekly salaries of all elected and appointed town officials. We're going to approve the mileage rate per mile for town officials and employees who use their own vehicle in the performance of official duties to 67 cents. We're going to direct the supervisor to submit the fiscal report to the state comptroller and town clerk within 120 days after the close of the fiscal year. We're going to authorize the town comptroller to make refunds for corrections of error up to a maximum of $2,500. We're going to authorize the supervisor to make application to the New York State Division of Youth for state aid for a recreation and youth service grant. Whoops. Sorry, Tom. A ute. And we're going to authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement with the sports clubs for Shrub Oak Athletic Club, SOAC, and Yorktown Athletic Club, YAC.
One above it.
Which one on the bottom?
It's on the
It got
bottom of the
lost.
last page.
And we're going to authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement with Norwest.
Yes.
Designate delegates to the New York State Association of Towns meetings. Okay.
Oh, it's you, Pat.
It's all you, Pat? No.
You were designated.
Alternate.
Yeah.
We designate depositories for the town of Yorktown, J.P. Morgan Chase, PCSB Bank, Signature Bank, TD Bank. Okay. Result. And we're going to authorize. Oops, is this further listed here? Oh, and then we J.P. Morgan Chase for Justice Raniolo and Justice Cohen Pearson account, and a joint bail accounts for both of them. We're going to authorize blanket authority for supervisor to sign contracts up to the amount of $12,500, not to exceed $50,000 in any given year. We're going to authorize the superintendent of highways to purchase equipment without prior approval in an amount not to exceed $7,000. We're going to designate the Journal News and the Yorktown News as official newspapers of the town. With regard to that, we had, Diana and I had talked earlier today on that, and we're contemplating using the Examiner also, but that, for the most part, is not a mailed paper, it's a drop paper. So we want to see that it gets to every home for the most part. So we're looking into that, and we do understand that there is some that are mailed, I guess, weekly. So we're going to look into that a little bit
It goes
further.
mainly to the commercial spaces.
So what will happen now is we'll have a daily paper. If we add the Examiner on, we'd have a weekly paper, and then we'd have a bi-weekly
Bi-weekly
paper.
paper.
So we really can cover when we can, but of having just a bi-weekly paper, we really wouldn't be able to do any business on a timely basis. So that's why we had to add the other one.
Yeah. All right. All right, then.
Calendar?
We're going to designate the 2024 meeting dates of the town board, and as you've probably seen, we've cut it down to 3 meetings a week. The last one, 3 meetings a month. 3 meetings a week might be a little much. 3 meetings a month. The last one generally will be a regular and a work session meeting. Supervisor Thomas P. Diana announces personal appointments as follows. Ms. Lorraine Morano as my executive assistant to the supervisor. Thank you, Lorraine, for stepping up for that. And Councilman Edward A. Lachterman as deputy supervisor to serve during the absence or inability of the supervisor to act, or while the office of the supervisor is vacant pursuant to Section 42 of the town law. And the rest are appointments for liaisons to various boards, committees, and commissions.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Well, that was probably one of the quickest meetings we've ever had. I'm going to come
Probably
up,
because I didn't do a lot of talking.
and I'm surprised.
There
with
might
the
be a
sugar.
new guy on the board, that's why.
Is that what it is? Yeah, we want to keep you quiet.
No, I think I just wasn't talking.
No, and I gave you that sugar, Lou.
And you gave me the sugar.
I don't know what's wrong. What's wrong with me? Anyway, all right. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you, Yorktown.
Good night,
And Happy New
Yorktown.
Year.
Happy New Year.